Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. Is this really the worst zombie movie ever made? Really? I mean, have you guys seen Zombie Nation? The old DTV movie from like 2004 or 5, whatever. Absolute dog shit. House of the Dead.
The House of the Dead.
This is the 2003 action horror film based off the 90s popular arcade game that was titled The House of the Dead. It was also directed by Uwe Boll, whose films are notorious for being rubbish. The plot. It was supposed to be the party of the year. On a remote island, a group of friends arrive at the party to see that it has been abandoned or eaten. Now they, along with a small group of survivors, must fight off against hordes of the undead. What's going on this crazy island? Who will survive? And will the infection spread? Despite this being a trashy flick and me enjoying it as a kid, watching it again, fun. Now I know this film is bad. It's not going to be getting a high rating from me. I know it's bad. With all that being said, even though it has been a solid 2 decades after this film's initial release, I just can't help but admire what a train wreck this flick is. While the writing, editing, and sound effects are awful, there is a debatable charm to this flick. The acting isn't great, but the characters stand out. The zombies are mostly rush jobs, but there are small details about them that I like. The music is generic, but it adds to my amusement. The trailer for the film is actually better than the movie itself. Go figure. With the creaking sounds of the zombies and the weird editing that we thought was just for the trailer.
Is that you, Matt?
It makes it seem like it might be just enjoyable enough to be a hit. Uwe Boll at the time was not known to the American audience as much as he was in Germany. The German director was soon recognized and became quite a hot topic amongst bad filmmakers. In my opinion, Uwe Boll makes some gloriously gory, cheesy trash that wouldn't be too far removed from the 60s and 70s grindhouse features. Not the B-grade level, the Z-grade level, just with an edgy modern flair. I do love the setting. Islands and zombies always mix well for me.
Did you hear that?
My main issue with the setting is the titular House of the Dead. It's more of a Shack of the Dead, with a maze of tunnels underneath. Isn't it like a mansion in the game or something? Still, it makes for a fun setting for the characters to play around in. For the characters, we have Rudy, played by Jonathan Cherry from that year's Final Destination 2, and later years as Wolf Cop. He is our semi-hero. He doesn't really do too much that has any weight or impact to the story. He is really just there to fill the hero main character quota. Elisa, played by Ona Grauer from Deep Evil and Alone in the Dark, the latter of which was also another Uwe Boll video game adaptation. At least has some relevance where the main villain is infatuated with her. It comes out of nowhere despite the explanation.
I've been waiting for you for a long time.
What do you want?
Otherwise, she would be in the same boat as Rudy. Kirk, played by Jurgen Prochnow from Das Boot, Judge Dredd, The Keep, and DNA, is a boat captain that takes the group of friends out to an island. It's a funny happenstance that he's trying to store weapons on this island. You know, that having a death curse and all. Was he expecting his first mate, Salish, played by Clint Howard, from Evil Speak, Carnosaur, Tex, and Ice Cream Man, to go retrieve the weapons later on? By the way, Prochnow is in this movie? Seriously? Blackmailing. It had to have been. I mean, why would he take on a role with a character named like Captain Kirk?
I'm dead already.
Castillo, played by David Palfy from Caved In Prehistoric Terror, is the lead zombie who carries very little menace.
I've been waiting for you for a long time. Wait, no, not you. I've been waiting for you for a long time.
However, he is unintentionally hilarious in the role, with how animated he is. I was expecting a more brooding character, but he shows way too much emotion. Casper, played by Ellie Cornell from Halloween 4: The Return of Michael Myers, is after Kirk because he is a gun smuggler. Cornell's acting is a bit rough. I mean, you can kind of tell she didn't do too much after Halloween 5. But I didn't dislike her performance. She rode that fine line between cringe and credible. Or commendable at the very least. The one character that really stuck out was the battle-ready babe Liberty, played by Kira Calvel. She's not only attractive, but she is ready to cross any undead that crosses her path. Her scene when Kirk reveals a machete is reactionary gold.
Saving the best for last.
Too bad she never uses it. The characters are more fun than most of the performances given by the actors and actresses. They only stand out given their attire and attitude. Other things that stand out in good and bad ways are the gore, the effects, headshots galore. This film knows what the zombie fans want some of the time. Sure, there's plenty of gooey, goopy gore, but the human blood, like the bite injuries, are less than to be desired. People are mostly just swarmed, devoured, off-screen, and that's it. Minimal visceral violence. I do like the detail where the zombie's blood is a different color or shade, given the state of decay. The older they are, the different the blood tone, I guess. It's kind of reminded me of Zombie Tidal Wave, where the old zombies had blue blood, while the new zombies had red blood. The effects are okay. I do like that they implemented a lot of zombie designs from previous films, like 1978's Dawn of the Dead. We also have Blind Dead zombies and Burial Ground Nights of Terror zombies, which is kind of funny because the zombies use weapons in both Burial Ground Nights of Terror and House of the Dead. It's a zombified treat. The motion picture soundtrack Reinhard Besser, who also composed Uwe Boll's previous two films, Blackwoods and Heart of America, it's singular, does compose some strong, sweeping pieces like Haunted House, which is what the shack really looks like, and a romantic theme. However, the main problem with the music for this film is the implanting of generic horror movie cues. Much like the film itself, with implementing video game shots in between the battles, the film's score is littered with these terrible stings that take you out of an otherwise perfectly fine score. Overall, what could have been an okay flick turned into a glorious train wreck. While tighter editing and pacing, as well as writing and better performances, would have helped significantly, the film is still memorable. I can't recommend this film in good conscience, however I did tolerate it, and was never bored. Still a shit heap, though. Overall, I give House of the Dead a 1 out of 5. Goodbye. You've been watching Shark House Entertainment. I have been your host, Brian Gatto. Make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. Also, support me on Facebook and Patreon. The Patreon is a great appreciation, but if you can't support me with any money, just support me on Facebook. Both links will be in the description below. And as always, subscribe. Brains.